In the past 15 years, I moved from a small town to a big city in the same country, then to a different continent, to the United States, and then I moved to Europe. Some can consider it a lot of moving for 15 years. Some would argue that it's not that much. But one thing I can tell for sure, that to find a new home in a completely different country can be challenging. Though for me it wasn't always the case, and I would like to share some tips and tricks that I use to make sure that the new country become a new home and the transition is easy. People around me were often asking, "Are you not afraid?" Well, until they ask, this thought never came to my mind, and I was thinking then, so what exactly was going on in my head that this never occurred? And I have found one thing, that I never thought as moving somewhere else as a permanent thing. Even though I knew that I moved there, I knew it's gonna be my home for next maybe year, maybe more, but I never thought that I'm cutting way back. That's why the tip number one is never think of it as you would do something permanently. Yes, I do understand that circumstances of moving can be different, it can differ from person to person, but in nowadays, when travel became so easy and when circumstances changing so fast, that's, well, we never know what's gonna happen next. And just have a faith that everything will be fine. Things would change, and then that you would adjust to something. Never think as if you are moving there forever, as if you are doing it permanently. If it happens in your life that you just stay there, well, life would show. Tip number 2 is quite obvious one, but prepare your finances. No matter how well prepared financial-wise you are for moving abroad, probably it's not gonna be as financially easy as you think. First of all, no matter if you're gonna start working from day one as soon as you move to the new country, finding the new place, buying new things, like very, very simple ones, it's money consuming. So just be ready for that, and just think for yourself as if, well, I calculated my finances, but I'm ready to spend 20 to 50% more than what I have calculated. And speaking about things, don't bring too much stuff with you. Well, eventually, it's a new start. It's a good way to fill your life with something new. That's number one. And actually, when we're packing, we find out that so many things that surround us for so many years actually are quite useless. Don't be afraid to leave them. You will probably eventually get the new things, you will buy them, you will get the gifts from your new friends, and start fresh. So just one suitcase, maybe 2 per person, is more than enough. Give yourself a fresh start. The next moment I consider very, very important is ask your family and friends to be supportive. Even if you're leaving them in the other country, it doesn't mean you leave them forever, obviously. But they do not always understand what you're going through, especially if they haven't been moving just themselves before. And explain to them that you're adjusting to a new place, that maybe extra support would be needed, extra call, extra ask, so how are you doing there? Share with them things that are going on with you. It would help you to stay still grounded. It would help you to not have this feeling that you left something very, very important behind. It's still one call away. Thanks to technology, we can have the message, we can just have a brief call. Yeah, stay in touch with them. Well, the other tip is actually my very much favorite one, is right away to find a club of your interests. As soon as you move to the place, as soon as you have found an apartment, as soon as you adjusted maybe for the first week to the place where you were at, maybe you started at work, maybe you started at the university, or whatever was the reason you moved to the new country, if you know what I mean. So for example, if you play sports, sign up right away for the sports. If you, I don't know, into knitting, well, find the club of this interest. If you're into drawing, if you're into video making, find the people, like-minded people right away. It helps a lot. So for example, I am playing tennis. I'm a big fan of it. And right away, as soon as I moved to Europe, I have found the tennis club. It was easy to make friends. It was easy to adjust it to the new country. It was easy to start getting connected with people and start feeling that, well, that's my new home. Not even speaking that it's very much easy to get connected with locals basing on your mutual interests is so much more simple than anything else. Of course, you're gonna have friends at school. Of course, you're gonna have friends at your work. Of course, you're gonna have friends of your significant other, for example, if you moved for this person. But to have something of your own, or to have something where you can keep working on your skills, where you can keep doing what you used to be doing, so much grounding. It's really the way to help you to finally feel that this place is my new home. This one I got from my friend after 5 months of being in the US. I finally started to feel overwhelmed. I've started feeling that something is wrong. I felt very much tired of everything, and I couldn't grasp what was it exactly. Before that, I've been to the States many times. I love the country. I wanted to move there, and I finally did. But what is happening after 5 months? I didn't know. I knew that I don't want to go back. I knew that I want to be here, but it was too much. And my friend, who also has been through the same process before, used a very interesting phrase that stick with me. For the first half a year, you are creating new neurons in your brain. What does it mean? Is that when you're going to the grocery store, you don't even know what kind of laundry you need to buy. You used to have the same pattern, you used to buy the same things, you used to do the same things, and now you need to absolutely learn everything new. Every time you go somewhere, every time you do something, it's different. It also could be very much different from a cultural perspective. Well, give yourself time. Simple things that actually were simple before in your own place now are not that simple. They're not that simple also for your brains, for how the way it works. Give yourself time. Be ready to know nothing. If you have an opportunity being friends with a local, ask so many things, especially everything related to money. Moving to a new country, no matter how safe, how amazing this new country is, there are scams. If you are about to rent an apartment and they're asking a payment in advance, you never know if it's a scam. Probably you have no means to know if it's a scam. Ask locals what they think about it. Maybe also don't pay things in advance. It just can be a general rule. But if you have someone who you can ask these simple questions about how things normally work in this country, use this opportunity. As locals, well, it's a rare case if they would be too annoyed about these questions. People tend to be willing to help to others, especially if they are new at the place. Document what's going on with you. You're going on an adventure, find a way to have a diary. It could be an online blog, it could be vlogging, it could be Instagram, it could be whatever means we have at the moment. You actually even don't have to share it with the general public unless you want to, but just sharing it with your relatives. They probably would like to know what's going on with you and maybe go a little bit more in depth than just on a call, because then you have time to think what you would like to say, what you feeling, what are you processing at the moment. Most importantly, you're gonna do it for yourself. You're gonna look back at the adventures that you've been going through. You're gonna look back at how you felt before. It's an amazing opportunity to compare later on how you feel now, maybe how much you have advanced, maybe how different you are right now. Document that. I wish I did this video thing even just for myself before when I was moving to the US. I wish I did that when, for a short period of time, I was also going back home to recuperate. I wish I did that when I just moved to Europe. I would love to see how different I am. And last but not least, if you're moving to the country where the local language is different, try to speak at least a couple of phrases. I was lucky enough to move to the Netherlands where almost pretty much everyone speaks a perfect English. I still made an effort from the very beginning to learn a couple of phrases in Dutch. It's a respect for the culture. It's easier to get in touch with others, not even speaking that. It's great to understand what people are telling you in the streets. Learn a couple of phrases. It's not much an effort from you. Maybe later on you would like to learn language properly, but at the beginning just a couple of words could be enough to warm the hearts of locals, could be enough to switch in your brain that, well, I'm at the new place, I'm at the new culture. Do that, you won't regret a couple of phrases. Well, these were my tips and tricks. If you have a different experience moving somewhere else and you would like to share it, it would be great to see in the comments, whoever is watching this video. I would love to hear about other experiences. I was moving just alone, without a family. It would be curious to know how others were doing it, moving with the kids, moving with significant others, different experiences we have. Thank you. Thank you for watching.